All right, we are live. Welcome to Football Focus Weekly. We are in the April off-season edition show. I'm the Pet Man, Matt Morrow. We have not been on in 2 months. We didn't do it in March. Just too much going on for me, mainly, but everybody's doing a lot of big things. Of course, if you haven't watched us in a while, we have some new coaches and new places on the show. The agent Kenneth McClainrock is now the head coach at Community School Davidson. Um, I don't even know what's his new name. I don't even know what his new name is. We're still working on a new name for Adam. He is now the head coach at Bradford Prep. So congratulations to those guys once again. Of course, we did interviews with both of them. If you did not see them, make sure you go and check those out. But I've been really busy with my real job and my stuff, Prep Red Zone and Charlotte Football Insiders. And I'll give the other guys a chance to talk about what they've been up to. But we've got a lot of fun stuff on the show tonight. I'm glad you're tuning in with us on a Wednesday night here. Let's get that on the screen if I remember how to work my system. There we go. All right. So on tonight's show, of course, we're going to talk about the CFI Carolinas Mega Showcase, which is coming up Saturday, May 16th. You see it scrolling at the bottom of the screen. At Valentine Ridge High School, a new location for the showcase. We'll get into the details here in a minute. We'll talk about picking the right camps and college visits. That's a topic that a couple of people on the show really wanted to get into. We'll talk about spring practice goals. Spring practice is starting for a lot of programs around the area. We'll talk about coaches' goals, players' goals, and I'll ask a question that I think we really need to discuss in some depth. And then to end the show, we'll have some surprises, and that's a big Charlotte based surprise at the end of the show. So make sure you stick around for that because it'll be something you want to see. All right. So on the show tonight, before we get into the Mega Showcase, we have the engine, Kenneth McClainrock.
What's up, Pat? How are you, brother?
I'm great, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm living the life now. I'm driving the interstate every single day, up and down from Concord to Mint Hill to Davidson and back to Concord and back to Mint Hill a couple times a week. But it's a good time, man. Good time.
How's it going over at CSD?
Yeah, I love it, Pep. Everything about it, man. The kids are amazing. The admin's amazing. The parents are amazing. It's been a really good move so far. About 5 or 6 weeks into going there after school, finish out the school year at Rocky River while I'm driving so much. But it's incredible, man. The Community School of Davidson is a special place.
Awesome. Good stuff, man. We also have still the illustrious Coach Brandon Billups.
Why you say still? Oh, yeah.
Because you are.
I ain't illustrious no more, man. I don't care. What's up, man? How everybody doing?
We're doing great. How are you, sir?
My guy.
I'm doing good, man. Losing weight. I got healthy, man. Got back to my old self. I feel good.
Okay,
good. Just been mind my business. Stay out of coaching way, man. But
now that's not entirely true. You were coaching some 7-on-7.
Oh, I was helping out. That was nothing. That was 7-on-7 ball, like all the CMS and all the other football. That's not real football. So I was just out there having fun.
Now hold on, what did you say?
I said like the 704 coaches and all the area coaches. That's not real football. I was just out there having fun. Like I was just out there minding my business, laughing with my brothers. If y'all know who, I don't gotta say who it was, but if you know me, you know who my brothers are. I was out there laughing. Went out to eat with Rocky River's new head coach. Everybody know I was gonna do that.
Oh yeah.
Kim, look, that's why Kim's mad at me.
You never would I did with me, Billups. Not one time, man. But Sean Galloway gets the job, and all of a sudden you're going out, calling them up, going out to dinner with them, going to lunch with them.
Kim used to say whatever he want to because when he needed somebody to vent, I was the first person that sat there with him for many times. So don't let him fool y'all.
Shameful, Billups. That's shameful.
Oh, hey, I've been called worse.
There you go. All right. Also joining us is the producer, the 2026 edition, apparently, Brandon Black.
Exactly, man. The current version. Good to be here, man. Good to see everybody. Been most of the same old same.
You leveled up.
Yeah. You got to keep leveling, man. Keep earning those points, and got to keep leveling up, man.
So you're the CFI coins.
There you go. Just working, man, and working gym, man. My normal routine.
See, look, man, healthy.
Hey, man, you can't undo to being illustrious. If Matt say you're illustrious, then guess what? You're illustrious.
No, I am. Yeah, I'm definitely illustrious. Like I said, I just mind my business.
Well, that's great. All right.
Kind of friends we got.
Well, let's move forward here with the show. We have 16 colleges committed to the CFI Carolinas Mega Showcase, once again being held Saturday, May 16th at Valentine Ridge High School, a new location for the showcase. And well, before I get going, let me add our tardy guy, Coach Doug. Robert Washington.
What's going on, fellas?
God, boy. You put some Vaseline on your face before you came on? Boy, you shot it. Good gracious.
That's that glow. That's that glow, brother.
Man, you look good, man.
I appreciate it.
Boy.
How you been, Coach?
Man, I've been good, man. Just getting towards the end of track season, getting ready for our last regular season meet, and then conference championship next week, and then regionals and states, which we're actually our states we're running on a Wednesday, which is going to be interesting. So, 8A classification works great for football, but for some of the other sports that don't get mentioned, highlighted, like your track and your swimming, it's a bad cluster.
Well, I guess they don't want anyone to watch, huh?
Well, I guess so, man. Unfortunately, we're starting to see the residue of the 8 classifications. Again, this is a football show, and football reigns supreme in the state, but it's student athletes in all sports, and football can't just be the only thing that we're thinking about, because we got more student athletes that's competing in other sports that work just as hard, that deserve an opportunity to be showcased and highlight just like any other football player. And unfortunately, like this, it's going to be interesting to see after this year what some of the other coaches are saying from other sports. I'm starting to hear it now, in wrestling. I mean, y'all seen the situation with wrestling earlier this year, and it's just an unfortunate situation. So it's going to be intriguing to see the other sports coaches speaking out and talking, because, during this whole realignment, all we've heard was from the football coaches, and, it's impacting other sports with the 8 classifications.
Absolutely, man. Well, I know you're having another dominant track season, so bring home another state championship for us.
We'll try.
On a Wednesday.
Thank you, Bills. All right. So I was saying, we have 16 schools committed to the CFI Carolinas Mega Showcase so far. I cannot get into this topic because we keep having people join the show. I swear this is not a bit. I swear it's not. We're really doing this.
Who, the Big Bear? Join?
We are now going to have Bradford Bears head football coach Adam Weber join us.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Hey, what's going on, Big Bradford?
Man, I can't call him, man. I can't call him, man.
We were trying to figure out what your new name's going to be.
Big Bradford, okay.
Big Bear?
Big Bear.
Hey, Big Bear is crazy.
Big Cub.
We'll work on that. So
yeah, I gotta find the name, man. I don't know, man.
If you're watching the show, or if you watch it in playback, send your name suggestions for Adam Weber, because that can't just be his name. He's got to have a real show name. So We'll work on that. Actually, I have a new poll feature that if we
There
get
you
some
go.
suggestions, we can run a poll and see what people say. The fancy
You
soft.
see that nice polo Kendall got on over there, man. Dang, I see who got the money in the conference, man.
Oh yeah, he over there.
I see who got the money over there, man.
I don't see that swoop earlier.
Spartan's head. Let me tell you something, man. We do it right at CSD.
Ooh,
Oh,
CSD
man.
swag. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Hey,
Here
Hey Pep,
we go again.
You see Adam and Kenneth is glowing, man. That's that charter glow.
Charter
You
drip.
will. Different world, man.
That no stress.
world.
We ain't worried about our pay. We ain't worried about no stress. We ain't
Oh
complaining.
boy.
Hashtag charter glow. I like it. I like it, man.
Hey,
Nope.
FYI, before y'all start shooting everybody on the show, Matt Morrow, Brandon Billups, and Brand, the producer, we did not say that. The Charter Boys. I
I didn't say nothing. Hey, I haven't said nothing. I haven't said nothing.
I don't want no because y'all be sneak dishing all the time. I don't want to hear that.
Hey, that's all. That's all Washington, man.
And the Charter Boys.
There you go. Get your feelings, Billis, over there.
My
With
feelings.
them
I don't want to
disco
hear it.
lights in the back.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Y'all Charter
All
Boys.
right, man. Go ahead, man. Nobody else coming in, man. Mega showcase. There we
There
go.
you go. Let's go.
Thank you, producer.
That's why you get two CFI coins.
Registration will close on Thursday, May 14th at 10 p.m. So make sure if you're interested in coming that you register as soon as possible. We have over 130 kids registered already. Typically, we see our biggest registration numbers about 2 weeks out from the showcase, and we're coming up on that next week. This showcase will be limited in numbers. Last year, we had over 280 kids register. We will not have that this year. I'll promise you that. We are going to limit numbers by position. We're focused on getting increased reps for each player at all positions. So there is a limit for each position this year. No walk-up registrations. Make sure you register online at charlottefootballinsiders.com. If you have questions, feel free to send me a message. I'll be glad to help you out, answer any questions you have. Of course, as always, we'll have pictures, highlights, interviews, ongoing coverage from the showcase through Prep Red Zone and, of course, us through all of our social media channels. And this year, I have purchased and invested in some showcase awards. So if you make top 5 at your position, you will get something. And we'll have a position MVP at each position. You will get something as well. Different than what you get if you're top 5. So a little more incentives, this year for performing well at the showcase. And as I always say, what we decide as a coaching staff for top 5 and MVPs doesn't matter, okay? The main purpose of our showcase is to get you in front of college coaches to, get on a college recruiting board, get offers, potential offers, and of course exposure to help you in your journey to go play college football. That's what our showcases have always been about. All right, guys, anything you want to add about the mega showcase?
Pep, it's an incredible opportunity. You and I were talking the other day. This is our 10th CFI showcase event, not counting some previous showcases that Pep did prior, but the 10th one where we've invited college coaches. We've had now literally hundreds of players who have earned scholarship offers, both the day of the showcase, but also tons and tons and tons of relationships that were made with college coaches that began at the showcase. I was talking with somebody just the other day, of course, Coach Big Bear knows Dalen Lee, who was seen for the first time at a CFI showcase, went on to Winston-Salem State where he had an incredible 2 or 3 seasons. He's now at Tennessee State, I believe. But it was because of a CFI showcase that he was seen. And the story is true for dozens and dozens and dozens of other players. If you're an athlete, if you do not have that offer yet, if you do not have the one that you're ready to commit to, you need to come out here. And like Pep said, you see the numbers. It's not that we have this many numbers and it's a free for all for every position. There's a set number of players that we allow per position. The reason for that is simple, so that the guys who come can get as many reps as possible. The whole goal of this showcase is for you to showcase your skill set right now in front of the 16 colleges that have confirmed, and we expect more colleges to confirm in the coming weeks.
Yeah, that's some really good stuff right there. We typically get more colleges as spring practice ends for those schools. This is this is the last week of spring practice for a lot of schools. So we'll get some more responses from colleges. I know I've talked with a few players and parents about specific schools. We have talked with a good number of regional schools that have come to us in the past, and they're evaluating their calendars. They're college football coaches. And, outside of recruiting, they have a lot of responsibilities. Their main focus is their team. Showcases in camp, when they get to their recruiting focus, that's when they'll respond. And we respect that. And, we always try to be honest about, who we invite and, their availability. We're real. We have a contact for each college on that flyer that we've spoken with and confirmed with. We don't just assume, people are going to show up because, there are coaching changes and there are relationships we have to rebuild every year with those schools. And we're in the process of doing that. The one thing I will stress to you is when you go to, we'll get into that later. Anyone else have anything on the Mega Showcase?
I would say make sure, let's get back to camping, man. I know I was talking with a parent whose child is playing college football right now, and you just don't see enough of kids going to camp anymore. I think now with this new climate and day and age, I don't know if we talk about it tonight, but so many guys are going on these recruiting trips, and they're not even recruitable for that school, or that school is not even looking for players like them. They're just looking for fillers to make their numbers look better on these recruiting trips, man. Get back to camping. Get in front of these coaches so they can see you in person. A lot of coaches want to see kids in person anyway. Man, come out and compete, have fun, and just showcase your abilities in front of these college coaches, man.
Yeah, we're going to get into that topic next. That's a good segue right there. Anybody else want to talk about the Mega Showcase?
Yeah, I want to speak to our coaches out there. Make sure that you're supporting your players. If they're going to these camps and showcases, if you're available. I know sometimes, we're busy as coaches, so sometimes we can't always make it. I get that. But if you're able to, if someone is able to come from your staff, it could be an assistant coach, it can be a volunteer, but someone that can speak to that player ability. Because I do know, Pep, y'all know, Kenneth, we've all been to these camps and we've had players at these camps. And I think it does hold a lot of weight when your coach is out there speaking and advocating on your behalf. Because a lot of the coaches are just hanging out. They're very approachable. So coaches can go up there and just talk to them and bring them and say, hey, this is my kid, number so-and-so, watch him do work, or, this is his grades and stuff. As you know, Mountain Island has had a rich tradition of getting kids offers at the CFI Showcase. It's pretty much a lifeline for smaller schools, like schools that we're at, to be able to get kids out there to showcase skill sets against school kids that's playing against at a higher level, because it is a stereotype out there that if you're playing at a smaller school that the talent is lesser than. That's just not the case. It's just a number thing. It's how many kids is actually in the building. But if you're a coach, get out there, advocate for your players.
That's well said. That's going to lead us into our first topic tonight, which is picking the right camps and the visits, So 3 things on this. What camps or showcases should a player attend in the spring and summer? Why does taking the right college visits matter? And how do these choices help get players recruited? So on the first one, on camps and showcases a player should attend in the spring and summer, the big reason why we do the showcase is to help you get ready for those college summer camps where you could potentially go on the campus and get an offer, or go to those big mega camps like the Mercer camp, which is, year in, year out, one of the biggest ones in the nation that a lot of people in the, Charlotte area go to, or some of these other, kind of mega camps that are popping up in June and July now on a lot of these campuses. You don't want to go out there without knowing what kind of environment you're going to see. And our showcase, prepares you for that competitive environment to be ready and go, take what's on the table, and that's money. I mean, that's real stuff right there. What do you guys, have suggestion-wise as far as the camps and showcases players should attend?
I have 3 in mind for sure. Well, just not necessarily 3 camps, but 3 things you probably should do for us camps. Number 1, if I'm a high school senior, I'm going to my senior year, and I have a couple offers already, or I may be the best player on my team, but I haven't got the offers, you need to go to the Shrine Bowl Combine for the state. You need to figure out where it can go. I think your coaches had to nominate you, or I think it's only, I forgot the system, how they do it now, but you need to try to go to that Shrine Bowl Combine. 2, any coach that has contacted you in regards of coming to see campus, or they trying to recruit you, or whatever thing may be, you need to go to the schools that are talking to you. When I mean talking to you, I'm not saying, hey, fill out the questionnaire. They're being intentional behind their recruiting process. And 3, I would do any type of mega camp, CFI showcase, things of that nature, because, right, with the CFI showcase, people always talk about, oh, man, it's this and that. If you are the best player on the field at a camp, hands down, you're going to probably leave with an offer. But some people have to be, you have to understand, like, if I'm a senior right now, if I have a kid that's going to the senior year, 0 offers, I'm not taking all these Division I trips just to go. I should have been at Winston State spring game. I should have been at Catawba spring game. I should have went to Mars Hill spring game. There's no need for you to be going to the University of Virginia, Notre Dame, NC State, Chapel Hill spring game on a tour or a visit going to your senior year, because they're not recruiting you, right? I need to start. You need to have that conversation with your coaches and say, look, coach, what level of football do you think I can play? And then we start camping at those camps. And the mega camp will be good because you can get some type of verified, 40 time and all that stuff and measurables that the coaches can see.
All right, so we want to address one thing that was said about the Shrine Combine. And I know, there's, some, stuff behind it. I've talked with, people about, that combine opportunity. I have some thoughts about it. I think there are some good things about it, but, when you get down to the nuts and bolts of it, they say you have to attend one of those combines to get considered for, postseason bowl game. I can tell you, with my work with the Queen City Senior Bowl, the Shrine Bowl basically, went after several of the Queen City Senior Bowl kids that were selected. And I mean, that's all well and good, but I can guarantee you right now that combine hosts in this year was in Hickory and in Clayton. Okay. Why they don't come to the biggest city in the state, I don't know. But I tell you right now, there are a lot of this 704 area regional coaches that don't do anything with that combine. And it's, there's a reason why the Queen City Senior Bowl exists.
Well, Pep,
period.
Pep, I could tell you from a standpoint.
Not to get into a big tangent. I'm just.
No, I mean, I think you're right, and I'll leave some of my personal opinions out of it. I'm just speaking of facts, but they don't really select charter kids like that, and that's just a reality. You don't see charter kids being selected. You think about it. You go back to the first and possibly and this is from my recollection. I'm not saying that this is facts. This is my facts based on me understanding and seeing the list. I just don't see a lot of charter school kids. And the last time a charter school kid did participate in the Shrine Bowl, he was MVP, and that was Elijah Burrs from Mountain Island Charter. So you would think that will open the gates for more charter kids to get an opportunity, but for whatever reason, and this ain't a conspiracy theory, it's just based on facts, because people could be doing it and not really paying attention. So this is awareness for charter kids. We got kids that play football as well at charter schools, and they just don't, they get missed out on opportunities like this. And unfortunately, Kenny and Big Bear, you're that didn't even sound right when I said it.
Yeah, hey man, we got to work on that, man.
We got to work on something, because we got to do something.
Hey, I'll keep saying it's funny to me.
It starts sticking whatever we start saying, but y'all are gonna see, and y'all are gonna get frustrated. Hopefully y'all don't have to see it, but y'all are gonna get frustrated with your kids missing out on opportunities, and for whatever reason, maybe they're just out of sight, out of mind. But
hey, driving to Olympic is a lot easier than driving to Spartanburg anyway, so you know.
Okay.
I'll end on that.
I guess so.
All right.
Let it ride, baby. Let it ride.
Jay, drive over to the Queen City Steamboat, see the kids, man.
Yeah,
All right. Anyone else on Camps and Showcases?
I've said this several times before on the show over the years. You know, here's my suggestion, and Big Bear touched on it. If you're a senior,
There you go.
and you do not have big time P4 offers, there's no need for you to go to a P4 camp this summer. It's a waste of money. Those college coaches are out there. They're appreciating you paying your $75 because it's going into their back pockets, and they're going to push you over there to that side field, while the guys that they're actually interested in are going to be wearing different numbers on a different part of the field. If you're a rising senior, you need to have a conversation with your coach. I've already had conversations with multiple CSD players and their parents about what I believe right now, not knowing them very long, but watching their film and seeing them move and seeing them in the weight room, what I believe is the best camps for them with where their skill set is. You know, because not only has college recruiting changed so much over the years because of the college, the transfer portal and all that BS, but it's always been tough, and it's always been the case. And I've also said multiple times on here that a kid does not need to go to more than 3 or 4 camps in a given summer. We've talked about this on the show before. There was a player several years ago when I was out of coaching. I said it on the show. His dad reached out. He said, I feel like you're calling me out because I posted today my son's 16 camp schedule this summer. And I told him that was a bad idea, that he was risking injury among other things. And sure enough, the kid ended up tearing his ACL about 9 camps in, missed his entire senior year. He had offers on the table. He lost those offers, and it really hurt him. You know, and that's for lots of reasons. Number one, you can't work out with your team 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then jump in a car Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and go to 2 or 3 different camps like so many parents like to do. You're in your car, you're getting garbage sleep, you're eating garbage food for breakfast, garbage food for lunch, garbage food for dinner. You're not replenishing, you're dehydrated. All these things increase your risk of injury, and they're not worth it. And simply, they're money grabs, to be honest with you. A lot of these mega camps, you got 1,000 kids at a camp. Those coaches have no clue who you are, and you can't be noticed because you got 100 players at your position. Go to camps. Number one, go to camps that you should be going to, that your coaches say, man, you have opportunities to play at this school. Your skill set matches them. But also, you need to go to camps where colleges still recruit high school players. There are a lot of colleges that do not recruit high school players. Just a few weeks ago, you know, I'm still teaching at Rocky River. I was still helping to get a lot of kids recruited up until very recently. And, you know, East Carolina called me about one of our defensive linemen there, Aiden Falks. He's a 2028 kid. He had the most dominant defensive line sophomore season I've ever seen in 23 years of coaching. But ECU called me up. They said, Coach, man, we're watching Aiden's film. We love him. And I said, number one, I'm glad that you're still watching high school kids' film. Thank you very much. And I told them that I'd shout them out any chance that I got because they're still recruiting high school kids. But if these colleges aren't coming by the local high schools, they're probably not interested in recruiting you. But talk to your coaches. Be smart. If you're a freshman, go to any camp you want you want to go to. If you're a sophomore, go to any camp that you and your parents can afford to go to. But by the time you become a junior or senior, you need to start dialing in on camps that are realistic.
Excellent. Good stuff right there, man. So the second part of this topic. So why does taking the right college visits matter, and how do those choices help get players recruited? And I know, Coach Dub, you feel passionately about that.
Repeat that question again, Pep.
Yeah. Why does taking the right college visits matter, and how do those choices help get players recruited?
I think it's vital because in this day and age now, we're living in a weird. And just bear with me because I'm gonna go a couple different places. I'm gonna speak to our coaches. It's coaches out here that pride themselves on helping kids, find an option after high school, and really truly is about getting their kids to college and really helping them be better people. Then we got a small group that's actually mimicking what the real ones are doing, because it's hard to tell in this day and age the real ones from the fake ones. And what I mean by fake is the ones that's not doing it genuinely. So they'll mask behind things like, hey, I can help you get recruited, or they're sending kids to junior days and they have no business being there. I'm seeing some kids that go to junior days and the coach is retweeting it and stuff. You know what? I'm not sending my senior that's undersized to a Division I junior day. I'm not going to waste that kid's time, because you're wasting the coach's time and you're wasting the player's time. If you're being recruited right now, you have offers in your senior year. If you don't have any offers at this point and you're undersized, the last thing you need to go to is junior day, because guess what happens in those situations? And not just for the undersized players, but also the players that don't have any offers, period. Because it's nothing that you're going to do at that junior day that all of a sudden they're going to offer you. If they're interested in you, they're going to offer you prior to the junior day. Now, most colleges hold two different junior days. They hold the publicity junior days that they just to kind of get themselves acclimated with the coaches and get in the high school coaches good grace. Because Kenny, you know this, a lot of these coaches, these college coaches, they're phony, man. Like they're putting on the show. They're trying to sell them. They're no different than you remember the guys who used to come around selling the Kirby vacuum cleaners? They're selling stuff. I'm keeping it real. Like,
what is the Kirby vacuum cleaner?
You don't remember the Kirby vacuum cleaner?
Kirby or Rainbow? Rainbow vacuum cleaner, like $2,000.
Well, they go door to door, right?
Yeah, they go door to door trying to sell you stuff. That's no different when they come to these schools. They're trying to sell these camps. They're trying to sell stuff for you. And also they're trying to build a relationship with you in case you do have a player that they do want to recruit. So they're just not going to blow you off. So now you got to be careful. And the head coach or assistant coach or whoever, we should be able to decipher what's real and what's fake. If we're sitting there allowing our undersized rising senior to go to a junior day, and that kid doesn't have an offer, and we're sitting there tweeting and co-signing that crap, man, shame on us. Because I'm going to tell you something. I got kids that go on these junior days. You don't see me sharing that stuff unless I know it's a real situation. Now, if it's a freshman, if it's a 10th grader that has potential to get recruited, I understand. Send them. Let them have at them. Let them get used to the experience. But if you're a senior, you're behind the 8 ball right now. You're behind the 8 ball. So you have a limited time and you can't waste opportunities, because the one thing you can't get back is time. You can get money back, you can make money or whatever, but you can't get your time back. And a lot of these head coaches are wasting these kids' time and these parents' time and gas and whatever. So this is passionate for me, because again, you got the ones that's not as genuine hiding behind the ones that are real, and the ones that this is what we do. And the ones that this is what we do, we're looking at it, and it's like a clown show, man. Like I don't want to go too deep in it, but it's really a clown. You've
gone pretty deep, so I mean, hey.
Yeah. It's a clown show, man, and people want because what's happening, Pep? They want to try to get kids to transfer to their schools. So I can help you get recruited. Look, I sent this kid as a visit.
We have heard that. We have definitely heard that. That is a marketing tool in this
Coaches
new
recruiting?
era.
No. But what they're doing is
happen. But I've heard rumors that it might happen.
Allegedly.
Well, I can tell you this. I'm not talking about any particular school. Let's make that clear. I am not talking about one particular school, because it's a lot of schools that do it the right way. It just looks like I'll say it, the elephant in the room, Huff. Huff is doing it the right way. It's fortunately for them, listen to what I'm saying. They're getting players because they just came off a state championship. And guess what? And they got a history of sending kids to college. I mean, y'all sleep on the one thing I know about Chachi. If I had a kid right now and he was a defensive back, he's playing for Chachi. There's no question about that. So that aside, because I want to get that out the way, we're not talking about Huff. What I'm talking about, because those are some real coaches over there. I'm talking about these other coaches out here that haven't won anything, that's trying to win something, that's trying to fool these kids into transferring indirectly, because every coach ain't walking up to a family saying, hey, transfer to my school. But what they're doing is they're giving off a false narrative by putting information out there that's not true. You got kids, oh, look, he's going to this school and going to that school. When all actuality, that kid's not even being thought about by that college.
Well,
so,
I think we covered that in some elite depth. Anybody else want to add anything to that?
He sold it, baby. Let's go.
All right, well, let's jump to our next topic. So let's go back to slide here. All right, spring practice. Let's talk about that. So I want to start with the last question first. Should we have real spring games in North Carolina? Because, we've covered them in South Carolina. We went down to Blythewood when Coach Jason Seidel was there and covered it's more of an inter-squad scrimmage, but still, with real contact, game situation, all that stuff. So I want to start with that with spring practice. Should we have, real spring practice, and full contact and games and all that to kind of end spring practice?
I think it's cool, something cool to do for your kids if you had the numbers for it. Like, you got the numbers and the depth for it. I don't see nothing wrong with letting the parents or fans come see what you've been working on thus far. Like, obviously, it'll be controlled. I think North Carolina is just kind of behind with a lot of things, but I just think that those are like separate conversations to have when it comes to like have like a legit spring. I know in Georgia they go against like a whole nother school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So I don't
place where we can do that here.
Yeah, I think we can do it. I just think it's about if coaches want to do it, if coaches want people to be seen, or because it's kind of like depending on who you want to actually go against, you don't want to risk like no injury or nothing like that. But I think if it's controlled, I think it'd be fun. I think it's another way to fundraise for your program.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it only doesn't exist primarily because of injury risk, additional risk. If you can control it, like Webb say, if you can control it, it'd be a good idea. Sort of bring us up to the level of some of these other states and how they do things.
I like it. I think I think it's more a control and a logistics thing per se with the state of North Carolina. They don't want it's one of them things about the money stuff, who's gonna do this and that. But I think it'd be awesome. I just think, like everybody said, we're behind the 8 ball. Like when you go look at other people's situations, it's just like what we all been saying. Behind the 8 ball, you will want North Carolina to catch up, at least do the inter squad scrimmages. You will want to see what they do in Georgia. So I would love to see that, like them going against a school they would never play. Like I say, you see like a little controlled scrimmage or something like that, spring ball game. That'd probably be cool, but you know how it is here. So,
Coach Dub, Kenneth, what do you guys think, man?
I think I'm probably in a minority here. I don't like it. I used to be. I thought about it. In previous years, I just think it right now in this climate with North Carolina football, we got too much football going on, fellas. Like That's why you see kids getting so many injuries. Like when they get to college and stuff like that, there's so many different injuries because football has become like AAU basketball. I mean, you see it up with the 7-on-7 stuff. I mean, kids are doing football year round. Football is not set up to do year round. You got to give your body a rest. This is not basketball where you're going out there dribbling the ball and you might poke the most contact you have is a hard foul. This is kids running up against another kid as hard as they can, trying to knock them out. And also, I think our coaches are overworked. We're underpaid. Well, we're not underpaid, but other coaches are underpaid.
Oh, wow.
And now I just got to say it.
Should we ask Kenneth and Big Bear if they're underpaid?
Hashtag Carter Glow.
Look, they ain't saying nothing. You see Kenny? You see that smile? He ain't got to say anything.
I don't know what's going on here.
Look at Cuz' face. We're good. But my point is,
I don't know what's going on, man. I pray for financial blessings for all my brothers in the culture.
Me too, man. Lord Jesus, this thing.
Hey, man, I don't know who gets what on the table. I
might need to call you for their long way they talking, but y'all get paid over there, boy.
Hey, I don't know.
Y'all making that figures over there, boy.
I clock into work and clock out to work just like the average person, man. I don't know nothing else.
Y'all wear Gucci headsets.
No, it ain't like
Montclair shoes over there. Y'all talk over there, boy.
Well, we already talked about Kenneth's Nike polo over there.
Right. No, shoot.
He just got there.
Mount Island got ALO or whatever it is.
Like, Coach God, you buying them? What was it?
Well, like
them full jumper suits. I forget what we were talking
about. The starter jacket.
They wear Gucci shoes.
Man, those guys are wearing Nike Tech jumpsuits over there.
Yeah, they ain't right. No, that's cheap. That's beneath of what they talking. They run Prada over there. They run Prada Sport.
Let me say this.
No. They run Prada Sport over that, boy.
Valencia coaches shoes over there.
Valencia jerseys,
Man, you know how bad it was at Harding one year. I had to buy our own coach's shirt. I literally bought 10 T-shirts and had them made.
They over there wearing Balenciagas.
Honest to God, true story. I was told at Rocky River to tell the coaches they had to buy their own polo shirts.
Yeah, we had to buy our own.
Oh, good gracious.
We had to buy. I kid you not, the only place I had to buy my coaching gear was Providence. Everywhere else I had to buy. It is what it is. I don't care.
It's not all bad. When I was at Myers Park, I remember sitting in the office one day, and the head coach at the time came in there and said, "Guys, we got extra $10,000 in the coaching gear budget." I said, "Coaching gear budget?"
Yeah, I was at Providence. Hey, Brad came over there. I came up. He said, "What's your shoe size?" I said, "For what?" He said, "I got I'm gonna buy y'all some new Vapor Maxes." I said, "With your money?" He said, "No, I got the budget for it." I said. Then I came in. In my locker. I had a whole. I was on a college like this kid. Yeah, I had a locker. And I said, "What?" And I came from Hopewell. I didn't know about this. Hopewell. We had them. We were wearing powder puff shirts. We had to wear the powder puff shirts for football shirts over there. So he ain't talking about. I felt like
I didn't plan on talking about this, but we can have a real conversation.
We can.
If we want to.
But I would just don't say I felt the Jefferson song when I went to Providence. Moving on up because I move on to a deluxe apartment. So I understand. But then I went to Garringer, I went to West Charlotte, then I went to Cox Mills. So I finished off in the suburbs. So I get what it is, but I ain't wearing no
all different levels.
But at the charter level, that's Balenciaga. That's the designer stuff.
Stop it.
I want to go over here. They run Potter Sport at Mountain Island. I got to go there.
Stop it.
But Bradford got Balenciaga over there, whatever it is. I don't know what.
Man, you have it. Hey man, all I got is a polo and 2 shirts.
And you keep wearing that hat. That's all you got. That hat.
Ain't no way. That's cap.
tell me, oh,
I'm
yeah,
so
that
sick.
hat.
I'm so sick. I got 2 hats. I got 2 hats, 3 shirts right now.
Brandon,
Hey,
he got a mock
producer,
turtleneck.
That's
And
just
he got a
an
mock
introductory
turtleneck.
flag. That's
you know
all
why?
that is.
Because the custom sideline gear ain't arrived yet. That's why you
Right.
ain't got
It's delivered. That's what's arrived first. That's all that
Hey
is.
man, look, man, we're a first year varsity program, man. I put the kids first, man. Have them get the uniform.
That don't mean
Ain't
the money
got
in first year.
Hey man, I
Good
told
job,
the
Coach.
coaches you gotta go to the I told the coaches you gotta hit the team store like everybody else, man.
Dude, man, no, he told them they had to go to the thrift store. Man, that man Rob over here talking about, boy, Rob crazy, boy.
All right,
Go
y'all-
over there,
we
stop,
have
man.
our feelings on spring games in North Carolina.
Pep, I didn't even finish what I was saying.
Man, nah, man, you dumb, man. Oh Lord.
Nah, but
Let him talk.
no. Jesus.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead, man.
Listen, so what I was saying is we're underpaid. Like most of the coaches in the profession are underpaid. They're overworked. They're burnt out for things like this. More football as a tougher, more grueling schedule for coaches, more time away from their family, more time away from their responsibility. That's what we speak to when you got coaches that's divorced and their quality of life is bad, is poor. I feel like we should continue to have it the way we are, but just be more efficient in the time that we are with the kids. Just be efficient. Could you imagine doing a spring game and one school is playing against that school and the kid transfers 2 weeks later? I mean, it's just in this climate.
It's gonna happen anyway.
I get it, Billups, but guess what? It's more likely to happen in that climate if you add a spring game. I feel like I encourage your athletes, and I'm not saying this because I'm a track coach. What I'm saying is encourage them to do other sports like track. Encourage them to do other things that they can still improve in football because, I mean, you can never have enough speed. So if they're doing track, it's not hurting anything. If they're doing lacrosse, it's not hurting anything, but continuing to play the same sport, working the same muscles. That's why these kids are injured. That's why if you notice, we've had more injuries in high school. I mean, we got pro level injuries now because kids are being overworked. It's too much football at the youth level. I mean,
I do agree with that. Because youth football will go in the spring as well as the fall, which I've never understood.
Hey, y'all turn your mic off, whoever got the darn echo. Yeah, no, we trying to be professional.
What are you talking about, bro?
It's him. Hey, so I just want to say this right quick, and then we move on. I think we need to stop talking about this during, like, we keep on saying the coaches, recruit. You got to be open for business to get recruited. So I think we put it all on these coaching staff. I'm not talking about no coaching staff because I don't care. All I do is enjoy high school football. I think what's going on, you got to put it more on these parents. These parents are doing what's best for their kids. Most of us on here are parents. We don't do what's best for our kids. So you can't sit here and say this coach is recruiting. Some of these parents don't reach out to you. They don't do what's best for their kids. So let's just stop. I don't hear all that. I don't hear all that. I don't saw all these parents are moving. Let's go. Next topic. Let's go. Let's go. Next topic. Next topic. Next time.
If we're the professionals, we're the ones that's supposed to have we're supposed to have the standard. Parents are gonna be who they are. But
you keep on putting on all these coaches. You not like I tell people this all the time. If you ain't putting a name on the book, don't talk about it. It's the parents can do whatever they can with their kid. That's all that. Let's go to the next topic. Let's go. Tired here from everybody. Let's go. Next topic.
That didn't make no sense, Billups.
Good, cool.
You know what the hell you saying?
Cool.
You know what the hell
but you get on here every time and talk about recruit these coaches recruiting. Then you got to get on your part. Well, not Huff. I ain't talking about Huff. You backpedaling. Don't backpedal.
Are you listening to what I'm saying?
Nah, but no, I ain't doing that. I'm just saying we talk about this every week. It's not a one-on-one. I don't want to talk about it no more.
We can talk about it in person, dude.
No,
it's whatever. We can talk about it in person. I'd much rather have an in-person conversation with you about this.
You won't.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I won't.
You won't, because it's not that serious. We talk about this every time. Talk with the coaches.
Well, listen.
Let's go to the next topic. Let's go to the next topic.
Are you listening to what I'm saying?
I understand, but I said no. You
I'll catch you what you be.
No, you won't.
No,
you won't. No, you won't. We talk about this every week. Let's keep on talking. We can't keep on slandering coaching staffs. Let's
ain't
just
nobody
say, hey, we talk about it. Yeah, we keep talking about the same thing.
You want to have an issue with anything?
I don't have an issue.
Listen,
I don't have an issue. Where else I have an issue? I said we got to put ownership. Just listen to what I got to say. Just listen to what we got to say. Just listen to what I say. I'm not back to argue with you about no football. Just listen to what I'm about to say. I'm saying it is both sides of the way. We can't keep on saying these coaches need to stop doing. Yes, they need to do it. But the parents, they have the ultimate say so. They got to transfer their kid. So we can't tell a parent what to do with their kid. Like you cannot tell me what to do with neither one of my daughters. I can go wherever I want.
That ain't what I was talking about.
No, I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying.
That's all I said. Did I say you said they wrong? I said we gotta say.
So we'll
exactly
after the
I just said we talk about it every week. Let's talk about something else,
bro.
Like
it's overkill after the show.
Hey, let me
no.
No, I'm gonna say what I gotta say. Listen to what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, I'm talking about coaches that get paid for this. Parents, they can do what they want. This ain't got nothing to do with the parents.
Cool.
I'm speaking as a coach about coaches to hold us to a standard. We need to hold ourselves to a standard because it starts and ends with us. That's no different than a female.
Cool.
A dude can't talk to a female unless they allow it. You get what I'm saying? So we can stop it right there. So I'm not talking about the parents. I'm a coach. I'm speaking from a coaching perspective.
Good stuff. I'm thinking from the parents' perspective because I don't coach. Next topic.
All right. Well, there we go. That was a little taste of first.
Hey, Billis, we gotta holler.
I don't gotta holler at you. Doing too much, man. Let's go. Like I'm not going back and forth with somebody over something. Let's go, man.
So first surprise, I've taken the CMS best to last, and we're doing a top 10 spring practice preview, using the graphic of Coaches Matter Still from the engine Kenneth McClain, because the coaches do matter. And it wasn't on the docket to talk about tonight, but one of the things that is really important is the value of coaches. And we've had a lot of longtime coaches here in CMS, and it's something that is rare. It's rare in a major metro market. And I don't think it's going to last. I mean, to be honest with you, I think a lot of guys are tired and fed up, and they're looking at different options, for their career. And, I encourage them to do it, because I'll tell you right now, I got out of coaching because I saw what the money was, and I had to make a choice. And the choice was, I want a better life financially. And I love high school football. And, we came up with CFI, mainly because I couldn't coach anymore. I mean, there was no way.
Exactly.
There's no way. And, I think, for coaches that continue to coach, irregardless of the pay, I salute you. And I've said that for years. And, we try to promote coaches, every chance we get, through this platform, because, it's a thankless job, and in Charlotte, it's, unless you get to a charter school, it's a thankless career from a financial standpoint. And, I've encouraged coaches in, talking to them one-on-one, I've encouraged them, go get paid, man. If you can go find a job, if you got to, move or whatever to go get paid, go do it, man. Because especially while you're young, because once you get to that point in your career where you are invested and you want to, get to that retirement, where you can start drawing, that money, it's harder to do that. So especially if you're young and you're talented and you're successful, go get paid, man. Because I'm telling you right now, the setup right now, in this system you have to, number one, you got to go where they are because, for everything that's being said, it's all well stated. It's all, articulated the right way, but the right people don't hear it. You got to go to these people and get in their face and articulate with this same message where they can receive it directly. That's where, a change can start if you do it that way. And it's hard. And I know it's hard because you're kind of split between, your passion and then your reality, because your passion will say, I want to go and make a statement about this. But the reality says I could lose my job if I do that. And I get that. That's really tough, man. It's really tough. And, people will advocate for you, but change happens when you do it yourself, and that's what's got to happen if it's gonna change, or at least have a chance of changing. You got to go meet these decision makers where they're at, period. And until that happens, movement's not gonna happen, man. And I hate to say it like that, but I think everyone knows what the real reality is here. And I don't think I'm saying anything that's not already known. But you got to give yourself a chance if you want it to happen here. And that's the best way of doing it. But at the same time, and I'm sorry I missed some comments here, but this one right here, and I know some of us know Chip English, great quarterback that played at Central Bears. Now a coach at Hoover, Alabama. And if that sounds familiar, that show, what was that show called back in the day?
2 days.
Thank you. That's the same school that was featured on that show. And he's gone down there. He used to coach at West Caldwell. West Caldwell, guys. And he won at West Caldwell, and he's moved up since then. And now he's at Hoover, making big time money and being successful.
Hoover's like big time, right? They're like perennial power down there, right?
Yeah, didn't Chris Hughes go down there?
He did. Chip is one of my good buddies. In fact, we talked when I was looking at changing jobs. We talked just a few months ago about some options that I had. Pep, how about at Hoover High School, their football food budget? Talk about budgets. Football food budget is $550,000 a year.
What?
Yep. Every single day, his kids receive a high protein, high calorie shake every single day, all 180 days out of the year. Every single Friday during the school year, he feeds all the football players, the cheerleaders, and the admin an IHOP buffet breakfast every single Friday.
IHOP?
Of pregame meals and everything else. It's a first class organization. Chip's a good dude, man. One of my good buddies.
$550,000 for food.
Food budget.
$500,000 worth of food a year. Wow.
Can well, never mind. We'll talk about that later. But seriously, it's all, and I've said this, to people before in life, man. It's all about what you want and the opportunity you go and make happen, man. I know living in Charlotte, it's a great city. It's a great city. I grew up here. I've never gone anywhere else. I love the city. But at the end of the day, man, if you want to grow in your career and your current situation not allowing you to do that, man, you got to make a move. We all do it.
Yeah,
man.
That's why I stopped. Not no offense to nobody, but I think I stopped because, and I think I say this all the time, and I get misconstrued. I'm more focused on being a great father and just great in other aspirations. Like, I love doing the football stuff, but it's not really something that really gets me going. But I would say this for all the coaches, especially seeing that, man, y'all got to stop. Go to the school board meeting, go to the meetings, man. Go to the meetings. Stop letting people speak for y'all and go to the meetings. That's what I mean by everything. I don't think none of y'all do anything. Everybody do something crazy, but I think y'all got to stop depending on somebody else to do something for you and go do it. That's one thing I respect about Rob. Me and Rob, we'll argue up and down the street, but I love Rob. But Rob he don't speak up for himself. Kenneth don't speak up for himself. Like you need people like that around you. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
I mean, and you mentioned them, they're right here on the show, but
They speak up.
Both of
gonna
those
fight.
guys made, moves in their career to get where they are. No one stays somewhere forever, man. I mean, and I respect the heck out of the guys that have been here such a long time, man. I really do.
Y'all better get paid,
man.
Because I see what some of y'all get paid.
I'm telling you. And then on top of that, to publish that stuff, I just
slap in the face,
boy.
That's why I'm so adamant about that.
Here's some actual numbers because I did the math because I've coached in a couple different districts.
Right.
Let's compare CMS to Cabarrus County Schools.
Oh yeah,
CMS head coaches stipend is 60% what Cabarrus County head coaches make.
Mm-hmm.
CMS assistant coaches make less than half of what Cabarrus County assistant coaches make. Wow. CMS head coaches make about $2,000 less in the summertime than what Cabarrus County head coaches make in the summertime. I mean, and then we could talk about all the coaches who coach 5 extra weeks for the playoffs. We could talk about the fact that I had to pay bus drivers to transport our football team to away games. But when I drove the bus for our away game, I could not pay myself. Checks came out of the football account.
Yeah, because of how they do it. That thing crazy.
Not to pay me when I was the head coach driving a bus to and from every single game. I mean, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. I mean, then we talk about the buses. Should I had bus fees, bus cost, license cost, DMV cost that I had to get when I went to Rocky River to get my CDL again that I never got reimbursed from. I mean, it's just phenomenal. It's ridiculous. CMS, our stipends are taxed as a bonus, so 50% of or 49% of it.
That's the craziest thing.
Just like that. Not the case in Cabarrus County, not the case in Rowan and Salisbury schools, not the case in other places. It's just phenomenal, man. CMS continues to do their coaches wrong. And, Bill said something that's not entirely necessarily true. It's not the school board that's the issue because the school board does not raise any funds on their own. The school board is 100% reliant upon the board, the county board of commissioners. And so the school board asks for budgets from the commissioners, and it's up to the commissioners to then grant that or not. But the school board and those people in charge at CMS do need to push the envelope, and they won't push the envelope. We talked about it back in the fall time, the head coaches in CMS who were talking about maybe doing certain things. And we were promised as head coaches across all sports that CMS was going to meet with us whenever the football season came to an end. And obviously that did not happen because for 8 straight years now, no coach in CMS is going to get any kind of pay bump. And it's embarrassing. It's ridiculous. It's shameful is what it is.
Yeah. Amen to all of that, man. I mean, I'm telling you, man, I admire the hell out of you guys. I really do because
I couldn't do it no more.
Yeah. And we didn't. We couldn't continue to anyway. I mean,
and it's why. I mean, here's the honest God truth, Pep. You want to know, like you read the headlines, man, and there's some crazy headlines. And we'll just take Charlotte for example. A large reason why there are crazy headlines with high school age kids is because some of the best coaches and teachers in Charlotte-Mecklenburg have left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
those who had tremendous impact and influence over young people's lives, they left because they had to feed their families and they had to pay their bills. And what's going on, and you take even the governor's suggested budget, what a clown show he is, where new teachers at year 0 are going to start. Now, this is budget. It's not nowhere near will it ever pass. It's a complete political propaganda. Both sides, the Republicans and the Democrats, equally don't want anything to change because they want to continue running off of it's the other side's fault and I'm going to fix it if you let me. But Josh Stein just put out his budget request yesterday where year one teachers, first year teachers would make $53,000 a year. Year 30 teachers would make $58,000 a year, a $5,000 difference between a 22-year-old and a 52-year-old. Once again, where there's no bump from year 15 to year 30, except for at year 25, it's a complete clown show. It's the state Senate, it's the state representatives, it's the GAs. And here's the thing, I don't know about other people. I see my elected representatives all the time. I see them at the gym. I see them out and about. I had elected representatives who are parents on my team. And every time I tell them, it's a joke show, man. You guys do not want to do anything because the only way you can get reelected is if you don't pass the budget, if you don't increase teachers' pay, because you can continue to blame it on the other side who wears a different colored jersey than you do. It's a complete clown show, man.
I mean, we can agree that definitely politics is in a sad state of affairs.
Well, hey Pat, we had an event, what was it, last year, where I actually went to Raleigh and spoke to my congressman, my area representative. And like Kenny said, it is because it's so easy to blame. Everyone's pointing the blame at each other, right? But we got to start talking about, and this is what I was speaking earlier. We got to start speaking to the ones that's their job. It starts from the top.
I totally agree.
So the people that's wearing that's getting the finger pointed and is being called out is the ones that's just the messengers, pretty much. So if we're going to get down to this pay, we got to start advocating at the state level. We got to go to Raleigh. We got to attend some of these meetings. We got to voice our opinion. And even though it might not seem like we're going anywhere, if enough people get together and we start making enough noise, and some of these officials aren't getting elected anymore, right? And with their campaign slogans, start supporting the candidates that's behind education. Start reading, because a lot of us don't read. I mean, I'm fortunate because I like to read. I get into, like, if it's a topic, I like to get into it. But start going to Raleigh. Start advocating for your district. Start talking to your district reps.
Well, I can tell you guys right now that we've had a top 10 ranking on the board here for the last 5 or 6 minutes, and nobody said anything about it. That's how passionate everyone is.
The last 4 years, I heard the statistic today. The last 4 years in the state of North Carolina, over 31% of teachers have left the profession.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
1 out of every 3 teachers.
A lot of them work with me now. That's the funny bad part, but sad part.
Kenny, I got a guy. He works in another county. He's working at Domino's. He's a manager at Domino's, and he was like,
"They quit teaching to go be managers at the QT gas stations because they can make more money."
QT pays well now.
Yeah, they do. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't look at that post. I said,
I told another journalist, local journalist in the area today. A lot of people have this misconception that all coaches do is they coach a sport and maybe they have a couple packs of crackers in their desk. But what the average person has no clue is that the average coach, not only do they have drawers full of food and water and snacks and protein bars and granola bars for kids that come to them constantly, but they're taking kids home, they're picking them up, they're stopping through the drive-through when they're taking them home. Man, these are coaches who are literally spending thousands of dollars out of their own bank account that will never be replenished, simply because they believe in the future of these young people and they want to see them be successful. But the problem is that the people in charge are running these great coaches off, period.
Sad, man.
And it's a sad world for our young people who deserve so much better, man. They've got so much instability at the house. They got so much other things going on that they should not have to worry about. Well, I'll drop it there.
No, you're exactly right.
Go ahead, say what you gotta say.
I think everyone on this show, knows of a player who's been in a situation where the home life is not ideal, and the only thing that keeps them going is football and that connection with their coach. And it happens a lot more than anyone would understand. You know,
I would imagine that all 5 of us on this panel, and including Big Bear, that all 5 of us, if we were asked who are the 3 most influential people in your life, in those top 3, all 5 of us would mention a coach.
absolutely.
You changed their life. I spoke to one of mine just 2 weeks ago, man. I saw Clement Fleming from Concord High School a few weeks ago, and we talked for over an hour. And when we left, we both hugged each other crying, because that's how much we mean to one another and how much our lives just stuff that we've been through together. He's a retired man. He was a Vietnam War veteran, man. That joker did everything. But the interconnectedness of our lives over the past since 1995 is something that can't be replicated, man. It can't even be understood by most people.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about what's on the screen outside of the CMS graphic there. I tried my best. This is very early. I don't like doing early rankings because there's so many things that still have to be worked out. But I took a shot at a top 10, and this was very difficult. And I'm sure there are some messages being sent about it.
It's wrong at gmail.com.
There you go. I forgot all about that email.
But I will tell you that, I think everyone in the 704 would agree Huff is the number 1 team in CMS. I mean, they've got a returning quarterback who's just awesome, and Ethan Royal. We'll talk about him in a little bit.
Who was that team, Pep?
Huff.
I've heard of them. Yeah.
One or 2 of their games before.
They are loaded. I mean, absolutely loaded. They're strong at every position. It's going to be really, really difficult to knock them off as the returning 8A defending.
Ain't nobody beating them, boy. That team stack on offense, defense, coaching staff. You ain't messing with them.
And the thing about it is they still have a chip on their shoulder because
they should. Especially all the extracurricular stuff.
All the all-season discussion about the new players coming into the program and everything,
which is corny. It's just corny. That's why I would say that stuff corny, man. That we got to do better. Like, it's just corny.
Well, in the world we live in 2026, people are going to continue to talk, mainly to just get a reaction, and a lot of people were upset about, the way, Huff, kind of celebrated last season. But I will say this, for a program that constantly got beat up about not winning the big game, not winning the big game, not winning the big game, being the butt of jokes for years and years and years, you finally get over the top. Yeah, you're going to celebrate and you're going to talk because you've earned that right. So, I had no problem with, the celebration and the happiness.
You want to stop and beat them. That's what I say. You want to stop and beat them.
Well, yeah.
Well, Pat, the reality is, man, if you look at Coach Baker, you look at Chachi, you look at that coaching staff, Coach Bird, look at those coaches and that staff. They paid their dues. They bust their butt. I'm talking about behind the scenes. Like what we're just now seeing it because they won a state championship. But in my eyes, they was champions before they even won that state championship because what they do with kids and what they do in this community. These are men that's just not making an impact at the school they're at. They're making impact all over this area. Chachi trained kids
and more.
And again, I the thing is, I've had kids, Chachi's help from Huff at Mountain Island at South Lake. It's kids that he's advocating for, and coaches have come by the school because Chachi has gave word. He didn't know those kids, or he didn't work with those kids. Those kids didn't play for him, but he understood like he's there to help kids. But what's more important is why the hate on Huff. I hear it all the time when every school's done it. Everyone has their era. Mallard Creek had their era. Chambers had their era. Butler had their era. But Charlotte had their era. This is Huff era. I mean, honestly, what we seeing now, and I told Chachi this, and this is just being straight up. I think that probably was the best defense of all time. And I know it's other areas, but if you look at that defense, it was the best defense of all time, or at least top
we ain't
3.
doing defense yet this year, so
I think that defense this year. But I think that's where the misconstrued was at. That's what me and you were saying the same thing. Like, I don't think them boys do nothing wrong over there. And I have a great relationship with Baker and stuff like that. So that's why I was like, you can't really say this person and that person. But I also agree with what Coach Washington was saying. There are people in places that do foul stuff. But I was saying, the parents still got to make the decision. But I get it. So that's why I wanted to make sure I said that, because I'm a adult at the end of the day. And I don't say something loud. I don't make sure my message never get misconstrued. So that's why I wanted to say to my brother Robert that we were saying the same thing. And I don't think what he was saying was wrong. I'm just saying we got to also put emphasis. These parents are doing some foul stuff too. So we just can't say this and that. Like, I don't like what they did to us. I think, like, I don't know Chachi like that. I don't talk to him and spoke to him. But Chachi good people. I don't like how they put his name. I see what Bird did when he was at Hopewell and stuff like that. Even when he was at West Meck and stuff like that, you know, you gotta respect what he did. Like, they got the quarterback coach. They got legit people over there. The O line. We would have talked about the O line coach. I forgot his name. You know what I'm talking about.
Coach Jones, yeah.
Coach Jones. You know, like, y'all gotta give people respect. That's why I don't play them games. But you know, I just want to make sure that my message don't get misconstrued. I don't think they doing corny stuff. They're not corny. There's some good dude. They coach great ball and stuff like that, but you do got people doing crazy stuff. So I can say I was wrong in my message, but that's what I mean.
So we got some comments here. AJI1, welcome back. I remember that name from last year.
They probably are.
CMS limit ticket sales for high-profile games.
West Charlotte game probably.
Not,
I'm just being honest. You gotta be honest.
I mean, we haven't heard anything official about that.
I'm pretty sure.
You know, when that time comes around, of course, we'll see what happens. But
I hope not.
I'm pretty sure. It depends on how the school year is going. Like, it's the discipline stuff. It's not the games per se. It's what's going on in the school system. Like Kenneth said, Rocky River. Kenneth would tell you, it's been a rough year. It's been a lot of extracurricular stuff going on. So it just depends on who's playing who. That's all it is.
Well, here's the truth that nobody knows about this situation. There's no such thing as high-profile games.
Yeah.
Here's the truth. The truth was that the Charlotte Police Department was holding out to get more money when they worked these Friday night games. So what would happen is the athletic director would have to turn in who their security people were on a Monday, but the cops were waiting until Wednesday or Thursday, because if they offered them $50 per hour to work the game 3 weeks ago, when it came time for Wednesday and Thursday, the day before the game, they were having to offer $100, $125, $150 an hour for these cops to work the game. So they were holding out to work the games. Well, CMS got sick and tired of these cops holding out on them to make $150 an hour to work the games. Athletic departments couldn't afford to pay $150 an hour times 6, 8 cops times 4 hours. And so finally, CMS just said, hey, if you don't have the amount of cops on Monday of the game week already set up, if the security's not in place, then you are going to have to limit the tickets based off of how many cops are working the game. The same was true a couple of weeks ago. My boys' basketball team played in the big LaMelo Ball tournament. There were 300 teams at 8 different sites, and they were playing in downtown Concord for the championship game. And I see Cabarrus County Sheriff's deputies working the game, and I asked one of them, who I knew several. I'm like, hey, why are you here? This is Concord City. Literally, the police department is 1 block up. And he says, because we were willing to work for less money than they wanted. They were trying to hold out to the last minute to make $150 an hour. And we said we would do it for $75 an hour. That's the truth behind that situation.
That sounds about right then. Everything's about $1.
Football Focus Weekly. We don't hold nothing back.
Well, look, we call ourselves CFI, Charlotte Football Inside. That's an inside scoop, Kenny.
And Kenneth don't let CMS. He said he giving everything up, boy.
I've said it since day one. We're the most influential football show
There'll be some influence off of this show.
He'll get called the principal office. Boy, hey, we didn't holler at you.
Oh boy!
Don't slide them keys over here, player.
All right, so for the rest of the top 10, though, I mean, this was really tough for me. I feel like Malik Creek has a lot of talent returning. They were young last year. They had a good season. Providence, also a lot of talent returning. I think people may be surprised that I have them at number 3, but take a look at who's coming back on that team. They're strong. They're strong in a lot of areas. Palisades at 4. I think they've got a really good quarterback in Cole Huff, who's starting to get some offers. They have some talented guys returning back to that program. And I think, Coach Simmons is a young coach on the rise. And, we talk about, we just got done talking about coaches and, young coaches that, are early in their career and, seeing what they want to do. I think, that's a guy in that prototype that, if he doesn't, and I'm not, talking about the situation because I don't know. I'm just saying in general, if you're a young coach and you're not getting what you want, you want to go when you're young and go get paid. So West Charlotte, number 5, it may surprise some people, but they have a ton of young talent, a lot of talent that people don't know the names yet. They also have some key guys that are, coming back to that program. I know the perception is everyone left, but, everyone did not leave. So, and then on top of that, Coach DJ McFadden and some of the coaches that he has on that staff, I believe in those guys. They did a really good job over at Independence. And I think they'll be, more successful than you would expect, starting out over at West Charlotte this year. Myers Park, they've got the young quarterback, Ramir Watson, coming back to that program. They have another guy we'll talk about here shortly who's going to be a talent player as well. Chambers, we've seen some, player migration to that program, and I think, we'll see how all of that works out, but there is a lot of talent there. South Mecklenburg with Coach Joe Evans, those guys are strong consistently in the weight room. And they had a really good season last year. Butler with Coach Littlejohn coming into the fold. There are some really talented players on that team. I think they're going to gel well, early on. And then Hopewell, at 10, got into the playoffs last year. A relatively young squad, a lot of guys returning, and I think they can make some noise. And I got to shout out a couple guys here in the comments. J-Man is here. What's up, man? Good to see you.
Congrats, J-Man, on signing. Go
Yes,
be
sir.
great. Bro.
Yeah, he signed at goodness gracious, Averett, I believe. J-Man, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but
No, we don't correct you.
I think it's either Averett or Emory and Henry. I know he signed.
Okay.
I don't forget.
Well, yeah, congratulations, man. I mean,
Correct
so
us in the
glad.
comments, man. Tell us which one.
Yeah.
Put it in there, man.
He said you were right. He said,
I was right. Yes. Still got it. I still got my fastball.
Go be great, man. They got dog.
And then Coach Tatum. Let me tell y'all about Coach Tatum, man. This dude right here is one of the fastest growing high school football coaches in the country with what he's doing on his platform, talking about a lot of scheme stuff, a lot of coach building stuff. Man, he did a clinic. I couldn't make it, but
good job too.
Clinic that was awesome. Every time I get on Facebook, he's got his whiteboard out, drawing up another play.
Did you draw up Power today or Duo 1? I can't remember. I
remember seeing Duo. Yeah. I'm telling you, man, I wish we had time on the show to bring back our coach's whiteboard segment because I think it would be awesome. But we get too deep into it, man.
That day was like a 5-hour show.
Sorry.
That was you remember that?
I remember them days.
Brandon left. Brandon be like, I'm out.
But no,
Man.
seriously, if you don't follow Coach Tatum already, make sure you go and follow him if you really
Coach
care
Tatum.
about the scheme-heavy part of football, because he is awesome.
Yeah, he does a great job. And Coach Simmons as well. Coach Simmons, am I saying that right? The who do the podcast? The other coach, Coach Simmons, who used to be at Southeast Raleigh.
I'm not familiar. I don't know.
About
Yeah,
Brandon Simmons.
Yeah, Brandon Simmons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Talking about.
Thank you, Kim.
Yeah, I
Damn,
mean-
make me look like I'm crazy. God, no, thank you, Kim.
He's at Clayton now.
I might come to CSD now. Take you out, bring you some oodles and noodles or something. Sit you over there living bougie or something.
Some good restaurants around there.
Nah, we gonna get
They
some
had the brick house yesterday.
Hey, come on, man.
Well, we'll continue to move forward on this with some players to watch, from those teams. So Ethan Royal, of course, he's got over 20 offers. Dynamic dual threat player, man. Incredible young man as well. I love talking with him, in the preseason media days last year. He's got the right personality to be a leader. And I see why, Huff wins so much with him, not outside of his talent, his demeanor and his, overall just attitude. He doesn't get flustered. He makes the good decisions with the football on the field, but he's got the right personality for that team. Austin Ballou at Mallard Creek, he's blown up as offensive lineman. He's got several Power 4 offers. He came to our showcase as an 8th grader.
Yep.
And
I remember that.
several college coaches asked, is he committed yet?
Look, he didn't have 8th grade size, that's for sure.
No.
He was like the tight end from
Catholic.
Catholic.
Yeah.
But there was grown men out there in 8th grade. I remember that.
Yeah, absolutely. Caleb Vines, a great 3-down running back at Providence. Really like what he does. He can line up at receiver in the slot and make things happen.
Having a good weight room year. He having a good weight room year. Vines.
Okay, yeah. I love that Coach Ward posts, those matches.
He does a great job. I like the culture he's building over there.
Yeah.
See, there you go, Wes. I gave you a shout out, finally, baby.
Yeah, I would get over. I haven't had time to go visit schools yet, but
we gotta go CSD first, man, because hey, we gotta go to the charter schools and stuff like that. We gotta go here and get some gift.
BFI charter tour. That's what we need.
Look, see, here we go. We don't look
That's
what we
all
don't
good,
start.
Kenny.
Look what we don't start.
I like that, man.
Well, we might as well. I mean,
Might as well. I gotta go see. I gotta go
Come
see
on,
these
man.
FUBU jerseys over here at Mountain Island. They got Beyonce on the coach give FUBU jerseys. I gotta go over here and see this, baby.
I mean,
Well,
it's one
Cameron
thing,
got
it's
Myers
one thing to
Park.
hear
I mean,
about
he
the
was-
charter glow, but we got to have people see it. You got to see.
Oh
the
yeah,
charter
we got
glow.
and we
You
got
gotta
bring out
learn about
rose.
the charter glow.
Hey, Brad, we got to bring out rose water and spray on our face before we got moisturize. Yes, sir.
I want to shine, man. You got
Yeah,
to
me
simulate
too.
the charter glow.
I've lost control of the show.
Go ahead, man. I'm sorry. Blame it on
Already in
Billy.
April, we're in mid-season form, but Cameron Guy at Myers Park's a very talented DB. He's starting to pick up a couple offers. He's come to our CFI showcase. And I think he's come as a receiver in the past, but his DB tape is really, really good. And he'll have opportunity this year to kind of show what he's got.
Yeah, because he was opposite to Portis last year, right? That's the one who was opposite to Portis.
No, that was Portis played in the slot a lot. Orlando Brown was on the
Yes.
outside. He's transferred to Georgia, actually.
That kid could play though.
So
That
yeah,
kid-
he was a good player too. And then Nick Rankin, of course, at Palisades, kind of does everything over there. He's got several offers.
That kid legit.
I'm excited to see what he does in his senior year.
He looked good at that 7-on-7 playing with Chad Greer's team, man. He's the real deal, boy.
Absolutely. And some more guys. Emery McClain Jr. at West Charlotte. He's got a big opportunity now to kind of be the one of the lead offensive players for them from the running back spot this year. He's a big, strong kid. He's got good speed with the ball in his hands. Dior Carter at Chambers was their leading receiver last year. With some of the things that have, been said about the program, players coming into the program, I think the big key for them is going to be the ability to throw the football. And he's got a good chance to have a big season. Big offensive lineman Brendan Hall at South Mecklenburg. He might have seen that name on social media He's picking up some big offers, really great size, good fundamentals. Demorion Thomas, the running back at Butler. I rated him as the best running back in Charlotte. Really, really great season last year for a Butler team who you knew was going to run the football, and you still couldn't stop him. That was really impressive to me. He'll be back for his senior year. And then running back Damon Broussard at Hopewell.
That pretty
used
good.
to play at Carson in Rowan County. He's got an offer from Kansas. A lot of people don't know the name just yet. He's a real talent. I've liked him since he was a freshman. He was a freshman all-conference running back. You don't see that a lot. So he was on my radar early, and now you're starting to see that come to fruition from a recruiting standpoint as well. All right, and then we've got some old faces in new places. Joshua Dobson, of course, the talented defensive back, is now at Huff, coming from South Carolina, Catawba Ridge, national recruit. Keelan Shelton Jr. At Chambers, he can play just about
outside back to safety. He's a hybrid. He's a hybrid. He can play inside backer. That kid's really good. Yeah, that kid.
Kick returner.
Yeah, that kid's legit. That kid's legit.
And I'm gonna tell you something, man. Charlotte has a ton of talent, ton of nationally recognized talent. Some of that, all of these guys here on the screen, nationally recognized talent.
Yeah.
I think we could even talk more about him because he's that dynamic.
He get a lot of looks than what people think. The people don't he probably one of the best players that people don't really know about in Charlotte.
Exactly.
Like that, he beat AK by himself both times.
Oh, it was incredible. It was incredible. Right. I mean, they played him back to back, and I think he had 7.5 sacks.
Yes,
in those 2 games combined.
and ultimate quarterback pressure. And the thing I would say this now, I've been talking give him props. And I hate that he left problem, but that dude is a safety playing. He was playing basically a wide 5 or wide 7, and he would stab in that old line like he was a long arm in that old line. It was
it was impressive.
It was impressive for him. And he's not. He don't look that. He's not a really big. Well, he's strong, but he's not size wise. He's not a big guy, but he's explosive.
Yeah, for sure. Davion Jones, I put him as an athlete, but I think he'll focus on the defensive side of football at Huff.
And he get recruited at that safety too, like you said.
Yeah, a lot of schools like him at the safety spot. But he's very, very athletic, dynamic. He's grown up a ton. I remember when we talked to him, what was it, 2 years ago at Cox Mill after that game, producer. He's grown exponentially physically and athletically since that point. And he's a national recruit.
And still getting faster, man. That kid is fast, boy.
I had to talk about, I know this is a CMS thing, but I had to talk about Braylon Clark.
Legit.
Number 1 guy in the 2028 class for us at Prep Red Zone, North Carolina, and then a lot of other places too.
I think in the state, Isn't he number 1 in the state?
Yes. Yeah. Him leaving Country Day to go to Providence Day, that just makes Providence Day that much more explosive. And they were already there offensively. I mean, when they had Ethan Dempsey already at receiver, you had oh my gosh, the young man Steele Fletcher, at receiver as well. Talented quarterbacks in that program. It'll be interesting to see who's going to start.
That young guy gonna be good. Them 2 quarterbacks, that's gonna be a good battle.
Yeah, they're Cater and I believe it's Bronikowski is the other young man's name.
Yeah,
they both look good, in the 7-on-7, circuit.
Mm-hmm.
So him going to that program, they're just going to be that much tougher to stop offensively. And then the big offensive lineman, Nori White, at Huff, formerly from Independence. Starting to see him get some more major, Power 4 loves from the recruiting standpoint. He's just a big mauler, run blocking.
You love him at guard.
Yeah. I think if he's next level guard, he's P4 all day. Yeah. He can play tackle, but as a guard, oh my goodness.
like North Carolina and Wisconsin, all them run team need look at him. That boy, he is nasty. He's nasty, physical. I talked to Jeremy Johnson. Jeremy Johnson would tell me a lot about him when he was at Independence, man. That kid is nasty. Like, you watch his tape, he is dangerous. Like, he blocks with no good intentions, and that's what you like at O-line. So you like that nastiness.
Absolutely, man. All right, well, that brings us to end of the show. Let's see what we got in the comments here. Coach Tatum says, he thinks it's all about the kids at the end of the day. Appreciate that, Coach. Let's see. This one just came in. Jonathan Mitchell, one of the Huff guys. Providence State offense versus the Huff defense. It's gonna be fun.
And vice versa, because that Providence their defense. We don't really talk about it. They got some studs on.
I believe it's 9 of 11 starters returning for them.
Yes, and them two linebackers they got. Or wow, I don't know the guy's name, but them two grown men. It's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, Justin Abankwa in the middle is starting to pick up some recruiting love.
That boy, I saw that dude. I thought that was somebody dead out there playing 7-on-7. That boy, hey, they look good. It's all about the trenches. That game. It's gonna be about the trenches. I really think that game. Way too soon.
A fun one to watch for sure. I agree there, Mr. Mitchell. Also with Huff, this was earlier. Huff playing Northwestern. I love when those two play. It is so much fun to watch the coaching matchup, the talent on both sides, the explosive athletes. It is really fun when those two teams play. And I think they play week 1. I thought when I saw
it was Cardinal Gibbons.
No, that's week 2.
Okay, my fault. My apologies.
And that's what I was going to say. I thought when I saw the Keep Pounding teams come out, I thought Huff was going to play Northwestern there, but they're playing them week 1.
So they play. They play at. I might go that game. That's gonna be good.
That's on the short list for sure.
That number 2 great coaching staff. That Northwestern coach.
Yeah. I respect the heck out of Coach Baker, and we talked with Coach Walford at Northwestern the COVID year. We were traveling all over the world to find football.
That's gonna be a good. That's gonna be a good game. That's gonna be a good game.
Absolutely, man. So let's see. We didn't have too many comments tonight. Obviously, it's being April, but let's see here. We were talking about Kirby vacuum. Joe Hughes. I missed this, Joe. Kirby and Hoover vacuum cleaners. Oh,
to his defense, that is Rob was telling the truth. They did used to come by selling them vacuum cleaners back in the day. Y'all just don't. Y'all remember that. Y'all older than me and Rob, and y'all remember that. So that I'm shocked. But
they ain't come to ghetto to sell vacuum cleaners.
I'm from Bayford Road. They did come to
vacuums on the west side. They were
Bayford Road trying to sell a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, they don't care.
They didn't do a very good job.
Squabble up. They squabble. They probably got robbed, but yeah.
I don't remember no vacuum cleaner sales.
Man, they had the little cheap vacuum.
They did not come to the west side of Charlotte. That's why we didn't remember.
Did. Man, they ain't come. You had they ain't came over there.
No, they didn't.
I mean, I remember the concept of door-to-door vacuum cleaner sales, but I didn't see them in.
Now you didn't see them, and you didn't see those people sell, and you didn't see those people doing the. Man, them black folks who was selling that, so they'll come up, but you didn't see like, oh, hey, you want to buy some?
We had no carpet in Double Oaks. It was all hardwood.
That is true. That is true. That is true. Hey, they come over there with slippers.
Oh man. All right. Well, yeah. All right, Jay, man. What you got here? Yeah, appreciate that, man. Hey, you go kill it up at Averett, man. You go kill it up there, man. Because
we don't send Matt up there at the Averett to scout you.
I'll go up there.
He don't put the camera on so we can watch like old school parents. Yeah, that's my boy right
Let's see, Everett. Okay.
Oh man, it's in Virginia.
I'm with
Ain't
that.
too far. Chris PVC, you talking about his big lineman. Oh, was that? No, I'm sorry. Oh, he's talking about Justin Banquo. Okay, I got you.
Oh, it's
read
in
that
Danville, which is not even far from Danville. Isn't even far from Greensboro, so that's not really that far away. That's
No.
right over the line.
Junior May checking in. Thanks for watching, man. Yeah, I think we're all excited to get it going. The off-season shows are always kind of a tease when we start, talking about football because it's still a couple months away. But we're all ready to get it going here, man, for sure. Last comment, Coach Tatum says, Coach Dub, what's the wing flavor for the draft tomorrow? Good question.
That is a great question.
Yeah.
All right, so I checked out Wingstop. You see how it popped up? You started talking about Wingstop. So I'm gonna try. Wingstop has a new. I think it's like it's a new flavor at Wingstop. So I gotta try them out. Flats. So, but unfortunately, I won't be able to watch the draft. I gotta record it because we got a track beat. We're doing the Donna Davis Invitational, which is named after my mom. We've been doing that for 6-7 years. So we're gonna do that. But when I get home, I'm not checking my phone. I'm gonna watch the draft just like it is live. I'm just gonna be able
Y'all
to
picked it late though, don't you?
No, well, I'm watching it, period, because I want to see where a couple of the guys go.
Yeah. Hey, real quick before we go, Rob, can you talk about that the scrimmage in Gastown? I like what y'all doing. That
Oh, the Walker Reed.
Yeah,
The Walker Reed Classic.
I was throwing hate at you. I forgot to say that. I like that. Can you please talk about that right quick?
Man, I appreciate you bringing that up. So Walker Reed was a former mayor. He was a great man in the community. He does so much great stuff. He impacted my life. He was a people's person. Like when I tell you he was for everyone, he didn't just side politically with this group or that group. He was for everyone. He was approachable. Him and his wife, his lovely wife, shout out to her, his kids, they're behind it. His family, period, just a world-class man. And we're going to put on Coach James, Coach McCoy, that used to coach at Hunter Huss. Now he's at James Island. They was behind it along with Coach Thompson, Randy Thompson at Hunter Huss, along with Coach Beatty Waddell, formerly of West Meck. Now he's at Bessemer City. We just decided to come together and put something on that's bigger than us and represent for a man that's helped so many people. So this event is actually bigger than football. It's going to be an event for the whole city, the whole community, the whole county, and no better person to represent and put on than Walker Reed.
It's a great way to end the show. Everybody, thanks for watching Football Focus Weekly, the April off-season show. We'll be back in May, hopefully. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night.